All right, so get this. Today we're going deep, but not like our normal deep dives.
Oh, going deeper than deep.
Kind of. We're diving into the wild world of football.
But should I be worried?
Man, but it is going to be wild. We're talking about those unbelievable, mind-boggling things, the kind of stuff that makes you double-check the rule book just to make sure it's even legal.
Sounds right up my alley. You know I love a good stat attack.
Oh, you better believe we got stats, a whole arsenal of them. We're going headfirst into Footy Room's 20 football facts you won't believe.
20 football facts you won't believe.
Yep. And trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a casual fan or you live and breathe football stats.
Right.
This stuff is guaranteed to raise an eyebrow.
Or two, even.
Maybe even two. We're talking head-scratching stuff here. We've got a goalkeeper who played 15 minutes after the final whistle.
Really?
Yeah, a penalty shootout that would make even the most zen person break a sweat.
Oh, wow.
And get this, a team that scored 149 goals in a single match.
149.
No, that's not a typo. 149.
Whoa. Okay, there has to be a story there.
Oh, there is. Trust me.
I bet.
But first, let's kick things off with a fact that might just rewrite your understanding of the Premier League. Okay, ready for this?
Yeah, lay it on me.
Since the Premier League's inception, no English manager has ever won the title.
It's wild when you really think about it.
It is wild.
All those legendary English managers, they've come close, but that Premier League trophy, it's always gone to a manager from overseas.
Always.
It's pretty crazy, from the icons like Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger to the more recent dominance of Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. It's been a parade of foreign managerial brilliance.
I know. It makes you wonder if there's something in the water across the channel.
Maybe some secret coaching academy that we haven't discovered yet.
Right. But you know what? Instead of solving that mystery, let's shift gears and talk about a player who's basically a championship magnet.
Okay.
Kingsley Thomas.
All right.
This guy has more championships than seasons played professionally.
What?
How is that even possible?
It's all about getting a head start.
Okay.
Koeman started young, at top clubs.
Yeah.
He won 2 titles with PSG.
Wow.
2 more with Juventus.
Jeez.
And then he went on a tear with Bayern Munich, racking up 8.
So how does that work out? More championships than seasons?
Overlap, that's the secret. Winning titles with the different teams during the same season, thanks to transfers and loan spells.
Wow. So basically, he's been a winning from day one.
Pretty much, like he's got a golden touch.
He does. Speaking of defying the odds, let's talk about Giuseppe Bergomi, an Italian defender who played in 4 World Cups.
4 World Cups.
But get this, without ever playing a single qualifying match.
What?
Talk about a free pass.
Okay, hold on. It's not exactly as simple as skipping the queue, but Bergomi's journey to those 4 World Cups, well, let's just say it was a series of fortunate events. In 1982, he was a late addition to the Italian squad.
Oh.
He joined after the qualifiers were already done.
Ah, okay.
Then Italy automatically qualified for the 1986 World Cup as reigning champs.
Okay.
And for the 1990 tournament as the host nation.
Wow.
And just to add another layer of how did that happen, he made a surprise comeback to the national team in 1998.
Oh, come on.
Bypassing the qualifiers again.
So with a right place, right time, and a sprinkle of destiny.
You could say that.
That's incredible. And let's talk about a manager who's known for his tactical genius.
I know who you're talking about.
Oh, you know it. And let's face it, a healthy dose of swagger. Jose Mourinho. Early in his career, this man went 9 years. Yes, 9 years. Without losing a single home match in national championships, that's practically unheard of.
That's Mourinho at his peak, no doubt.
Peak Mourinho.
His teams were known for their defensive discipline.
Really?
Like fortresses, especially on their home turf. It's one of those streaks that make you wonder if it'll ever be broken.
But every fortress has a weak point, right? So who finally managed to crack Mourinho's code and hand him that first home defeat?
It was a 1-0 upset.
Oh, wow.
By Sporting Gijón?
Really?
Against Real Madrid in 2011. Just goes to show you, in football, as in life, no one is invincible.
So true.
And even the greatest managers can have their off days.
Okay, this next one sounds like something out of a movie.
Uh-oh.
But I swear it's true. Picture this. Mark Hughes, a top-notch Welsh footballer, playing 2 official matches in 2 different countries.
In 2 different countries?
On the same day.
No way.
In 1987, Hughes first suited up for Wales in a Euro qualifier match against Czechoslovakia.
Right.
So a nice relaxing evening after an international match, right?
Sounds about right.
Not exactly.
Whoa.
He literally dashed to the airport after the final whistle and jetted off to Germany to join his club team.
His club team?
Bayern Munich for a DFB Pokal match against Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Wow, so 2 matches in one day.
It's not just playing 2 matches in one day, it's living 2 lives in one day.
Yeah, that's intense.
I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
It's a testament to his commitment to the sport. Yeah. And honestly, probably a good travel agent, too.
Right. Now, from whirlwind travel schedules to a player who practically defined sportsmanship, Let's talk about Gary Lineker.
Gary Lineker, all right.
You might know him as a football pundit now, but back in his playing days, he achieved something truly remarkable.
Okay, he was a good player.
Oh yeah, Lineker's known for being a good guy, but this goes way beyond that. This man played his entire career, we're talking over 400 matches,
400 matches.
in various tournaments without receiving a single yellow or red card.
What? Come on.
Not one.
That's incredible.
I know.
You almost never hear that, especially in today's game. It speaks volumes about his character, his ability to play with both skill and restraint. He was a true gentleman on the pitch.
It makes you wonder if he ever even came close to getting booked. Maybe the referees were just starstruck. But speaking of players who've had their fair share of encounters with referees, let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. Arguably one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. Believe it or not, this goal-scoring machine didn't score a single goal in his first 26 Champions League matches.
Oh, wow. Hard to imagine that now, seeing him rack up goals for fun.
I know.
But I guess it just goes to show you that even the most legendary players have to put in the work and overcome challenges to reach their full potential.
Yeah.
It took him 4 seasons to unlock his Champions League scoring prowess.
4 seasons.
Yeah.
It's almost reassuring to know that even Ronaldo had to face some hurdles early on, and it makes his eventual dominance in the competition even more impressive. But hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to dive into another Ronaldo-related stat that's even more mind-boggling, and it involves a goalkeeper.
Okay, goalkeeper.
A goalkeeper.
Lay it on me.
It turns out that Ronaldo, despite playing in 5 World Cups, has never scored a goal or provided an assist in the knockout stages. And get this, he's actually been outdone in World Cup goal contributions by Manuel Neuer, the goalkeeper for the German national team.
Wait, so you're telling me a goalkeeper has more World Cup goal contributions than Cristiano Ronaldo?
I am.
What did Neuer do? Score a bicycle kick from his own penalty box?
Not quite, but he did provide an assist in the round of 16 match against England in the 2010 World Cup.
Oh, wow.
It's a funny little quirk in the stats.
Yeah.
A reminder that even goalkeepers can make a difference on the biggest stage.
They can. Just goes to show that in football, sometimes the script gets flipped and the unexpected becomes the reality. Speaking of unexpected, let's talk about a stat that throws a curveball at the idea of footballing giants.
Okay?
We're talking Manchester City, the current kings of English football.
Yep.
And Nottingham Forest, a team that's, well, had a bit of a rough patch lately.
They have.
Believe it or not, even after winning the Champions League, Manchester City still has fewer European titles than Nottingham Forest.
Hold on, are you telling me Nottingham Forest, the team that's been fighting to stay in the top flight, has more European silverware than Manchester City?
It's true.
How is that even possible? Did they stumble upon some ancient football magic we don't know about?
It's a reminder that football, like life, is full of twists and turns.
True.
Manchester City's dominance is recent.
Mm-hmm.
They have 1 Champions League title
Right.
and 1 Cup Winners' Cup.
Okay.
Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, had their golden age a while back, winning the European Cup twice
Wow.
and the UEFA Super Cup once.
It's like finding out your quiet neighbor has a secret room full of Olympic medals.
I like that analogy.
It just goes to show you can never judge a team by its current form.
Exactly.
But speaking of defying expectations on the European stage, let's talk about a Scottish team that's got a pretty impressive claim to fame.
All right.
Dundee United. They hold a rather unique distinction against Barcelona, one that even Messi and company would probably rather forget.
They're the only team that Barcelona has never beaten in European competitions.
Seriously.
Yep. They've faced off 4 times.
And?
Dundee United has walked away victorious every single time.
Wait, seriously, a Scottish team with a 100% win rate against the mighty Barcelona.
It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. These matches took place back in the mid-'80s.
Okay.
A time when Dundee United was a force to be reckoned with in Scottish football.
Right.
They clearly had Barcelona's number back then.
I bet those matches are still talked about in pubs across Dundee.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Speaking of legendary matches, let's switch gears to Italy
Okay.
and talk about a team that achieved something truly remarkable.
All right.
Perugia. Back in the 1978-79 Serie A season, went the entire season undefeated.
Undefeated. 11 wins and 19 draws.
Wow.
A record that screams consistency?
Yeah. So you'd think that would automatically earn them the title, right?
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Going an entire season without a loss. That's the dream. So how did they not win the championship? Did they accidentally forfeit a match by showing up in the wrong jerseys or something?
Not quite that dramatic. But it is a cruel twist of fate.
Oh.
AC Milan, despite suffering 3 losses that season,
3 losses.
managed to accumulate 3 more points than Perugia. It just goes to show sometimes consistency isn't enough. You've got to be able to turn those draws into wins.
You've got a feel for Perugia. An undefeated season and still no trophy. Okay, this next one is a bit of a head-scratcher.
Uh-oh.
We're talking about a Spanish Cup final where Real Madrid faced off against,
Against
well, themselves.
themselves.
Yeah, in the 1979-80 Copa del Rey final, Real Madrid played against their own reserve team, Castilla. It's a story of David versus Goliath, but with a twist. David was actually Goliath's younger sibling.
What?
Castilla had pulled off a series of upsets to reach the final. But in the end, experience won out, and Real Madrid's senior team took home the trophy with a 6-1 victory. So Real Madrid won the Spanish Cup by beating themselves. Talk about an awkward family dinner.
Yeah, you can say that again.
I can't even imagine what the atmosphere was like in that stadium. But hey, at least they knew the opposing team's weaknesses inside and out, right?
I guess there's a silver lining to everything.
I guess so. Speaking of mind-boggling scorelines, let's talk about a match that ended with a result that sounds like a typo. 149-0.
Okay, that's got to be a joke, right?
No way a team scored 149 goals in a single match. Did they play against a team of inflatable defenders or something?
This one is definitely not your typical match report. This was the infamous clash between Adema and Stade Olympique Lemierre in the Madagascar Championship back in 2002.
Okay.
Adema walked away with that unbelievable victory, but it wasn't some superhuman display of skill.
Oh, what was it then?
It was a protest.
A protest. Wait, they scored 149 own goals?
You got it. In the previous round, Stade Olympique Lemierre had been denied the championship due to a controversial refereeing decision that went in favor of Adema. So as a form of protest, the coach instructed his players to score as many own goals as possible.
That's next level protest. It's like they said, fine, you want goals, we'll give you goals. But I guess it didn't exactly win them any fans in the refereeing community, did it?
Probably not. It definitely made a statement, but it also landed some players with lengthy bans.
I can only imagine. Speaking of pushing limits, let's talk about a penalty shootout that redefined the meaning of endurance.
A penalty shootout, all right.
Oh, I love a good penalty shootout. It's all about nerves of steel and mind games. But I have a feeling this one's going to be a bit different. What's the story?
This one took place in the Namibian Cup, back in 2005.
Okay.
The match between KK Palace and Civics went to a penalty shootout, but neither team could seem to find the winning formula.
Oh, wow.
It went on and on, back and forth. Until finally, after a mind-blowing 48 kicks, KK Palace emerged victorious with a 17-16 win.
48 kicks? That's not a penalty shootout. That's a penalty marathon. I can't even imagine the mental and physical toll that must have taken on the players. Did they have to bring out extra balls? Were the goalkeepers fueled by pure adrenaline by the end?
It's a testament to their determination and, frankly, their bladders.
For sure. It must have felt like an eternity with the pressure mounting with every kick.
Yeah.
That's a story they'll be telling their grandkids for sure. But you know what? It's stories like these, the ones that defy logic and make us question everything we thought we knew about football,
Yeah.
that make this sport so captivating.
Absolutely. And we've got a few more unbelievable tales up our sleeve, so stay tuned. We'll be right back to wrap up this wild ride through the world of unbelievable football facts.
We're back and ready to wrap up our deep dive into these crazy football facts. We've covered some wild stuff already, but
Oh, we're not done yet.
oh no, trust me, we've saved some of the best for last, the truly mind-boggling stuff.
These are the kind of facts that make you wonder if football has, like, a secret sense of humor, Like, it's reminding us that no matter how much we think we know, something's always going to come along and just, bam, blow our minds.
All right, lay it on me. What kind of mind-bending stats do we have left?
All right, this one's a real curveball. A stat that connects two players you wouldn't normally think of as being in the same conversation.
Okay.
Cristiano Ronaldo and Manuel Neuer.
Now, those are two names that usually share a sentence. One's a goal-scoring machine, the other's a goal-stopping wall. What's the connection?
Well, Ronaldo's reputation in the World Cup, right? 5 tournaments, a ton of goals.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. He's never scored a goal or even provided an assist in the knockout stages.
Oh, wow, that's surprising. But I guess even the best players have their off days. What does that have to do with Neuer?
Well, get this. Neuer, a goalkeeper, has actually outdone Ronaldo in World Cup goal contributions.
Hold on. You're telling me a goalkeeper has more World Cup goal contributions than Cristiano Ronaldo? Did he take a penalty and score or something? Maybe he moonlights as a striker in his spare time?
Not quite that dramatic, but he did provide an assist.
An assist. A goalkeeper.
In the round of 16 match against England in the 2010 World Cup, it's a funny little quirk in the stats, a reminder that sometimes the unexpected heroes emerge from the most unlikely places.
You're not kidding. This is like a football fairy tale where the goalkeeper suddenly turns into the playmaker. Okay, what other unbelievable surprises do we have left?
All right, this one's about a player who is basically destined for greatness, right from the get-go. Talking about Neymar, whose talent was just so undeniable that he got nominated for the Ballon d'Or in 2011.
In 2011.
Before he even set foot in Europe.
Whoa! To be considered one of the best players in the world at just 19 years old, and still playing in Brazil at the time, that's incredible. What was he doing to earn that kind of recognition? Was he scoring goals from the halfway line?
He was definitely turning heads. At the time, he was still playing for Santos in Brazil, helped them win the Copa Libertadores that year, and his performances, they were electrifying. Just dribbling past defenders like they were standing still, scoring goals that seem to defy physics, and just this raw talent that you can't teach.
You could just tell he was destined for big things.
Absolutely. A star in the making, and the world was definitely taking notice.
Well, I gotta say, after hearing all these unbelievable facts, I'm starting to think that maybe the rule book in football is more like a set of guidelines.
It's definitely a sport that loves to keep us guessing, but I think that's part of its magic, isn't it? It's a reminder that anything is possible, that underdogs can triumph, that goalkeepers can become playmakers, and that sometimes the most unbelievable stats are the ones that tell the most amazing stories.
Absolutely. And on that note, we encourage you, dear listeners, to keep exploring this beautiful game and all its quirky, unexpected corners. Do some digging into these stories, research the players, watch the matches, and hey, maybe even share some of your own favorite unbelievable football facts with your friends. Because in football, just like in life, it's often the unexpected moments that turned into the most unforgettable stories.
Until next time, keep that passion for the beautiful game alive, and in football, anything is possible. 2060.